Hey guys, no normal introduction. I am not doing this for views. I am not doing this for my own personal benefit. I am doing this to talk about one of my big musical influences in my life from a very early age to even now. Reflecting back on his music, George Michael passed away at the age of 53. I'm just going to talk here about some of the songs of his I enjoyed. I got a Rolling Stone article pulled up on my tablet, 20 essential songs of George Michael's career. I encourage that you check it out. It's actually a really good piece. But stuff like Wham, Wake Me Up Before You Go Go, that's something that really just sticks with you as far as his music. And then Careless Whisper, which probably is one of my top 5 songs that he's ever done. George Michael just for a few decades was just one of the greatest singers, at least in the 80s and 90s. You know, you could argue his stuff in the 2000s. He didn't have a ton of stuff. At least it made it in the U.S. But still, his stuff in the 80s and 90s is just iconic as far as I'm concerned. But stuff like Careless Whisper, Everything She Wants by Wham, Last Christmas, which is... Sorry, just give me a second. Which is a little... It's ironic and sad how it's accurate now given when he died. But that rendition easily is my favorite one. It's actually probably my number 3 Christmas song of all time. It's just so great, and it's like so catchy and everything. And even though it's very 80s, it's very timeless. At the same, you could listen to it now. Like, it was on the radio a few times while I was at work today, and is one of the best Christmas songs ever, in my opinion. The Edge of Heaven by Wham, that was good. Different Corner, which is a song also that I particularly enjoyed. George had a very, good tone about himself there. Duet with Aretha Franklin, I Knew You Were Waiting for Me. Queen of Soul, and George Michael, as far as pop, one of the kings of pop, as far as I'm concerned. Pop, rock, whatever you want to say. I would say more pop is what his stuff was, but that was a great duet. I Want Your Sex, I mean, come on, that very self-explanatory, but it was really good. It was like he had his way. That and Faith are like two, like, I don't want to say intertwined songs so much, but they're two of his best ones, at least, from the 80s. It really spoke to a generation of people, especially those in the 80s that just wanted to be, more out there and be more open about themselves. That's what George Michael was. He was very open about who he was, especially later on in his life. There's nothing wrong with that. His lifestyle, hey, you know what? George Michael lived it up. Had, whether he had a troubled life or not, we all have troubled lives. He had such great music, though. Like I said, I Want Your Sex, Faith, Father Figure was also good. Father Figure was a very haunting one. One More Try. Praying for Time. That one I enjoy, but maybe not as much as other, but still it's really, really good. Freedom is the one song of his that if I think of George Michael, I think of Freedom. And it was great. It was just great stuff. One of my favorite songs ever, as far as I'm concerned. It would be in my top 20. At least top 25. The video was a little silly with the explosions and the supermodels, but the lyrics and everything really spoke to a lot of people. And then you got probably actually my favorite duet that he ever did with Elton John, Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me. And Elton John, posted a very moving tribute to George Michael, as they were both great icons and everything, great icons of music. And then you got stuff like Too Funky and Queen featuring George Michael, Somebody to Love. That's great stuff. And those are, again, two icons as far as music and everything. I really enjoyed that stuff. Like, that's music. That's me. Not a lot of stuff now that's going on. That is music. And then you got Jesus to a Child, which Jesus to a Child was good. Was good. Maybe not his best ever, but Jesus to a Child. But Fast Love. Now, Fast Love's a song I really love. The video is odd and everything and a little unusual. I mean, for lack of a better word. But it's what George Michael was. George Michael was outspoken, and he was creative with how he would, get his point across in music videos and just have his artistic vision. Fast Love is certainly not a music video for everybody. And I mean, that's not to say it's bad by any stretch of the imagination, but I could see why some people might be turned off by it, but you have to appreciate what George Michael's music is. Fast Love, actually, what I think just... Fast Love and Freedom would probably be two songs that I would think of right away. Fast Love's a fun song to listen to while driving. That was really good. And then you got stuff like Outside. Outside I enjoyed. Outside I enjoyed. He was a little older. I mean, as we all get older. But still, he had, this was actually after his, like, arrest, like, for lewdness, a lewd act. That's just all I'm going to say. He had that, and then he had stuff like Amazing, which was in 2004, and was when, not necessarily health issues, but it was pretty obvious he had stuff going. He had stuff going on. He obviously would have a little more failing health as the years would go on. But, Amazing was a good way for him to bow out of the U.S. hit charts on, considering he had been in the U.S. hit charts for close to 20 years. About that, I mean, more or less. He had plenty of other songs, don't get me wrong, like plenty of other songs that were hits in the UK and other countries and stuff like that, but stuff like Freedom, Fast Love, Last Christmas, Wake Me Up Before You Go, Careless Whisper, Somebody to Love, just there's really just a ton of great songs that George Michael collaborated with, did duets with, and did on his own, and George Michael will be sorely missed. He's a huge musical influence on me and many other people. So I just want to do this little video talking about some of my favorite songs of his. What are some of your favorite George Michael songs? Leave them in the comments. Post your own videos. I'm going to put my Twitter in the description if you guys would like to talk about your favorite George Michael memories. But I really hope that you guys enjoyed this little video. And I hope that maybe I was able to, just show my appreciation as a fan of George Michael. So George Michael, you will be missed. You were appreciated. You were loved by many. And rest in peace.